Death of print news and what still exists today. In 1721, the first printed newspaper was published by James Franklin through the New England Courant. 3 centuries later, we are now seeking the end of the printed news era as it quickly turns into an online phenomenon. It is no surprise that the main source of news has transitioned from paper you must hold and carry to apps that you can download, read, and share within seconds. Not only is it much cheaper for news to be spread online or on television, but it is much quicker and much less time-consuming. At this rate, many believe that paper news sources will disappear in the next couple of years, which was a thought beyond imaginable not long ago. As the effectiveness of the internet becomes more and more beneficial every single day, the American newspapers have lost 42% of their market value in the last 3 years, according to Alan Mutter. Newspaper companies have even made websites to grow with the times. Not many newspaper brands still exist today. Since 2004, an average of 100 newspapers have been closing each year. While it's hard to say exactly what newspapers still remain because it is constantly changing, according to Forbes, there are still approximately 7,000 newspapers still publishing, although most are located in small rural towns rather than large populated cities. Today we're doing infotainment on influencers, and this is about how we started to ditch regular newspapers and go to a more technological and easier method to start reading the news. And also, it made the newspapers a lot more money, and people figured this out very, very quickly. So in the early 2000s, people started moving their organizations online, and this helped them so much. So once people started figuring out, they all started moving on to it too. And there were just so many ways that people can make money by doing their news online. One, there's subscriptions, there's memberships. Sometimes you can't even go into an article without paying a certain fee or having to be a member or subscribe to it. So those are very, very big things, because a lot of people want to read the news, so they will start doing that and they'll invest in it. So this makes them a lot of money. Also, a way that these newspapers can make money is by ads on their news, because a lot of people will jump and click onto the ads, so they want their ads on there. So they will literally pay, like the New York Times, to put their ads on their screens. So people will want to do this. They also do this a lot with live and virtual events. You can also spread news very easily there. So there's just a lot of different ways that news is very influential online. And it's the way that life is going now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.
Where do people learn stuff since social media? Since the rise of social media, many theorists believe that news is being vastly spread on the internet. Many argue that Twitter and Facebook are the most popular apps that generate news for young adults. Recent studies show that teenagers rely more on Twitter, and the older generations will scroll through Facebook to find their daily news and important information. Since social media, the news game has changed drastically. Although people will still tune into daily news broadcasting, it's much more convenient for people to open their phones, tablets, computers to get their news much faster. But what's the problem with this? The problem with social media as a news site for people to use is how distorted the information tends to get. Social media as a primary news site for most people leads to the recurring trend of fake news. Eventually, when news gets spread around so much, it gets jumbled up with misleading facts and rumors, causing the news to get so distorted it becomes fake.
Over the past decade, blogging has taken over the cable news world. Blogging apps such as YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and more have surpassed cable news in viewership and popularity. From other people watching, these blogging apps is way more convenient than sitting down and watching cable news on TV. Most people like to lay in bed and watch blogging videos, so this is why it is more convenient than cable news. A lot of households these days also do not own cable news, as they own some other type of streaming service such as Roku, Fubo, etc. And if you look at the number of views for many famous bloggers' videos, you will see that they get more viewers than most cable television shows. Most people nowadays, especially people around my age, don't verify any news. It has also given people a huge deception of what real news is from cable compared to the blogging apps. There's also giving people my age a false deception of what true reality is because they only see good aspects of people's lives while they blog. Social media influencers have begun to alter the minds of people which watch their videos. It causes a false deception or an exaggeration of what is really true.